Hey, this is Sam Black with my second match with colorless red-green Eldrazi. On the play, the fine hand doesn't exactly do anything, sort of, but on the other hand, it still looks good. I have Majoring Network and Warping Whale, which means I have as solid a play on turn 2 as this deck can really get. That is a very good draw. I'm probably going to make a Scion with Warping Whale and then get a green off Crumbling Vestige and cast from Beyond. So Scion plus land plus a Tarka Monument means that I can Kozilek's Return next turn if I want to. But in light of drawing Hedron Archive, let's just play Hedron Archive. And I think because I don't have any big spells that I do not need to sack this Scion to cast a Tarka Monument here. That is unpleasant. Yep, that just happens. Discard Warping Whale and lose my archive. Now we hope for the best from Eldrazi Bitter Blossom. I guess that's fine. Unusual card choice. That was it. I expected a removal spell there. Could cast Thought-Knot-Seer here by losing my From Beyond, but that sounds pretty terrible. Similarly, I could cash in From Beyond to get Worldbreaker, but I don't think it's worth it. However, drawing it and casting it is a totally different story. I guess I could have sacked both Scions to counter the Roast with Warping Wail, but I'd actually much rather have the Worldbreaker in the graveyard and keep the Warping Wail in hand, so I can just buy it back and keep killing my opponent's lands. So I think I actually use my hand here. Yeah. Sack this for a mana. Red. Other thing. Cast this to kill the Thopters. Cast this to make a token. And now Kozilek's Return can kill the Thought-Knot-Seer when I cast Worldbreaker. One mana short of casting Worldbreaker this turn. It's not a problem. Sacrifice this. Pay some mana. Return this. Sacrifice this. That was bad. I should have used the mana to charge the Majoring Network, not to return the World Breaker. Alright. Well, that was kind of stupid, but I can still sack from Beyond for an Eldrazi and get out of this. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just going to get World Breaker. And because World Breaker is going to return Kozilek's Return, which will kill this Eldrazi Scion, I'm going to charge the Majoring Network with it. Get rid of the creature land. Get rid of my opponent's guys. Draw some cards. Now we're at the point where my mana starts getting threatening. I have all these dragons and these tokens. But infrastructure first. Tap this, then I have 2, 3. Yeah, I think I can play this and attack with a dragon. Killing World Breaker when I have this much mana and my opponent has so few lands is not the most exciting prospect. Menace is going to force me to change tactics here. I need to make sure that I can activate Spawning Bed. If I cast Thought-Knots here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I can cast Thought-Knots here and still activate a Spawning Bed without even using my Majoring Network. Yeah, get out of here. So, could block with a Tarka Monument and Thought-Knot Seer, which lets my opponent kill Thought-Knot Seer and draw a card. Or I could activate Spawning Bed, block with 2 tokens, or 3 tokens, and cast Spatial Contortion. I think this is the turn where I cash in on my Majoring Network. I think I make 2 mana here, and then I get 3 Scions, and then I block with 2 of them, and sacrifice. My plan was sacrifice one of them to cast Spatial Contortion, but then a removal spell can save the Dark Dwellers, so I think that's too greedy. I think I just let damage resolve and then use this Scion and the Seer's Lantern to contortion the Dark Dwellers. And the expected result happened, which is that it was slightly worse for me, but we can certainly afford to play cautious there. Oh, well, I believe I have that much mana. Exactly that much mana, in fact. This, and I guess a basic to make lands come into play tapped. Not that that really matters. Alright, that was quite the grind. So, Reality Smasher is not exciting, the game's Crackling Doom. Little lesson for Modern for you there. Spatial Contortion seems potentially worse than Titan's Presence, although the requirement to have a creature in my hand is a concern. I think Kozilek's Return is fine. It's not exciting, but I think it's good enough. I think my opponent has too much redundant removal, and that I don't want mid-range stuff, and I just want big finishers. Like another one of those, maybe a little more of this, maybe one of these to answer a Dark Dweller, and a little more of this to buy time, since I'm kind of taking away mid-game cards that can help buy time. This just gets more stall and huge game, which is what I'm looking for against a mid-range deck that has problems with this kind of business. It's possible that, yeah, I think as good as this is, that's just hedging too much. I think I just want to go big. Just be serious about what I'm doing. Alright. keep this. Don't think I want to deal with this thing forcing me to spend mana on my main phase. And I have the Atarka Monument to get colored mana. I either play this now or on turn 3, and then play Atarka Monument. And if I wait until turn 3, it gives me the option to cast a Kozilek's Return if I draw it and want to cast it on turn 3, but I can't really imagine that happening. So I'm just going to play this now. I guess saving it gives me a potential colored mana source if my Tarka's Monument gets Kolaghan's commanded, but it's kind of a corner case. I have lots more colored mana sources and nothing that needs them until Worldbreaker in this hand, so shouldn't come up. So with this hand, I'm going to prioritize charging Majoring Network very highly. I expect that I will not cast Atarka's Monument, or Atarka Monument, so that I can charge again. And then I can Monument plus charge, although it might not matter if my opponent's doing this. I think it's correct to go for Ulamog. But Monument's fine too. Alright. I think we're going to see the maximum potential out of Majoring Network this game. I just race straight for the top with it. That's an interesting question. Can play Monument or start charging the second network. I think Monument is better than charging the second network. Partially because I don't have green, and this makes it a lot easier to play a Worldbreaker that I draw. Seagate Wreckage is very good against the all-discard strategy. As we see right here. This I will prioritize over using Majoring Network, for obvious reasons. We just charge all the networks. And glad that I sided into the super top-end dense build of this deck, as my draws are now extremely live. So I wish I'd played Corrupted Crossroads over Seagate Wreckage so that if I have to discard here, I would still have green mana. That was a mistake. Sanctum is great, but not actually the priority here. So my opponent is cycling my Corrupted Crossroads for me, which is potentially good for me. Probably good for me, I'll say. Unless they notice that it's probably good for me, in which case this might be a deal 2 damage. Nope. That was a very punishing draw, not playing the Crossroads. Oh good, bailed out. Interesting. I should have just used all of this for mana. Well, I'm gonna use all of it now, I guess. If I'd used all of it before, then I'd be able to Seagate Wreckage at instant speed, but as is, I'm gonna Seagate Wreckage at sorcery speed. Wait, this needs colorless plus. So 1, 2. If I remove just 4 counters, then I can do everything I'm trying to do. Hold on. Back up. Alright. So this needs me to have 1 floating. Yeah, 4 counters. So if I sacrifice from beyond right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Could cast Worldbreaker, but not Ulamog. I think I'd rather wait a moment and make it an Ulamog. Let's see, if I block and sacrifice this thing for a mana, and then cast this thing. No, I can do everything I need to without doing that. Okay. I think I just want to take it. This is fantastic. No, thank you. I need my Ulamog's. Kind of floored by how good that was. Let's see, if I draw a card here, the 2 Scions pay the 2 to sack this. Not technically, but counting-wise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I cannot draw a card here. I need to charge my networks. Get Ulamog. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But I think I'd rather cash in the majoring networks than the Scions. I forgot about the Kozilek's return. I'm going to be saving that. I will cash in a Sanctum. What is this? Is this killing the hanger back? Is that what's going on? That lets me know that I should have put Kozilek's return after Ulamog to play around that, except that I don't care. That wouldn't be enough to make me want a Kozilek's return. But yes, that's what's going on. Yeah, so if I had... Well, I guess because my opponent did that now rather than later, if I want, I can just clear those with the Kozilek's return. Sacrifice one of them for a World Breaker. Oh, it does only find... Wait, no. I just only have those as colorless creatures because I brought out the cheaper guys. Got it. Okay. We're going to assume that 1 will get me what I need for now. Because 2 is bad against another Rakshasa's Secret anyway. It's close, but... I guess 2's not that bad against Rakshasa's Secret because then they just end up in my graveyard where I want them. Alright, fine. I'll sacrifice and get another one. No. I will trade if you want. It occurs to me that I'm under a lot of time pressure if my opponent wins this game. Alright, played around to transgress by getting 2 World Breakers. Let's see if I get punished for not playing around double transgress by getting 3 World Breakers. The situation is precarious enough that I might want to cash in the Kozilek's Return. Because another Crackling Doom puts me pretty dangerously low. Could have Seagate Wreckaged in response to Sanctum of Ugin, I suppose. Might have been better. Probably would have been. But I'll just charge these. Partially because scrying after not doing it looks stupid. Which is the worst possible reason, but whatever. I'll admit that that was a factor. No Chandras or whatever. I'm not going to play so I can't afford to return and cast Worldbreaker. I'm not going to cast Ugin because then I would die to Chandra, whereas if I hold up Kozilek's Return then I can't die to Chandra. Also hold up Spawning Bed. What is the best thing to do against that? If I make a bunch of Scions and attack, Ugin's still not lethal. Definitely don't want to blow them up. I think I just return Worldbreaker. Don't attack. The long game certainly favors me. Oh, the problem with casting Worldbreaker is it takes me off Kozilek's Return. Does that mean I actually just do nothing? That's bad against multiple burn spells. Wait. I cast Ugin and plus it. Oh, maybe playing around... I think I could have cast Worldbreaker, because would have set my opponent down to 4 lands, which meant Chandra wouldn't be a concern. So that was a mistake. I like going to 5. Oh, I guess now I kill Hangerback. And then cast Kozilek's Return and attack. Alright, did it, although I certainly would have lost the match very quickly if I didn't win that game. That is not a lot of time on my clock. Sweet games, though.